everything, but we are okay now. We have decided that there's no way to know if our video editing skills have grown or if we're ever going to get any better if we don't actually just release a video. So here we go. This video is actually from January when I was making my mom her birthday cake. And so happy late birthday and happy early Mother's Day. I love you, Mom. So I decided to make her a strawberry crunch cake based off of the Good Humor strawberry crunch ice cream bar because that's her favorite. And honestly, I thought this would be easy for some reason. And everyone else is like busy during the pandemic learning about stress baking and having so much fun with this. But to me, baking has always been stressed. Like at first, back in the day when I got into cakes, I was way more just into cake decorating. I really got interested from Ace of Cakes and like watching them make the big cakes, and I was like, yeah, thought that was so cool. And so I started and I was really good at it, but eventually you had to make my own cake. And let's just say that the middles fell out of a lot of cakes, and eventually I had to actually learn how to bake. So I really thought that like I had learned enough and I had the skills to pull this off, but yeah, chaos. I've actually learned this little quirk from editing so many cooking videos of myself through this like little adventure that if it degrades to chaos this early in the video, it's pretty much guaranteed to not go right. There's one video that I never actually released because it turned to chaos very quickly. I would say like within the first 30 seconds, and yeah, it was a mess, and I just was ashamed to show people. So there you go. The hidden vaults of space buttons. Maybe one day you'll get to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll post it on Patreon. Who knows? Okay, so y'all know that like I made this a while ago. I edited this a while ago. So, anyways, I don't know what I was doing here, but this scene is really reminiscent of like that Borat sound. Hold on. Like this, my house. Enter, please. This is my neighbor. Like, what was I doing here? Like, what were you thinking? Like, I don't know. Editing choices were made. Okay, back to serious because here I'm actually trying to teach you something. You're boiling your strawberry sauce. It's going to go in your strawberry cake, okay, right? You want this to be thick enough that it coats the back of a spatula or spoon. That is all. Thank you. Ah, you guys, I have a new video editor, so I don't know how to do it yet, but I'll figure it out. But guys, it slides down. Okay, now I know this has all been rather random, but I will still leave you guys a link to the recipe, and maybe we'll try this again seriously one day. Who knows? I have better kitchen equipment now, so maybe. And here you can enjoy the wild Alexa stopping to snack on what I genuinely don't know what I was snacking on. If we're gonna be honest, my guess would be like cheese, because typically I have cheese. But apparently there's some good drama in the show. By this point, I don't remember what was going on. But yeah, cheese. Ooh, must have been real good. So I'm going to be honest here that I'm not really sure what I was doing, and I'm not really sure either why there were so many shots of me just carrying my phone around the kitchen like a crazy person. But that transition right there was flawless. And one day it'll be featured in a documentary about why my art was so like life changing. I know all of that is probably just like nonsense, but we're manifesting right now, okay? Let's get with it. Masterful. This has been a work of art. Oh yeah. It took me way too long to understand why I was trying to include this. But here we go. So, what you're doing right now is called creaming butter and sugar. And this is what you're trying to end up with is these little pellets of like sugar crusted butter. If you eat them right now, they taste delicious, but you really shouldn't because it's really bad for you. We all know this video degrades to chaos. This did not work. There's really no point in showing any of this, so we're going to skip. Okay, but you can't skip the poof because the poof is the best part of baking. Like, it's life. And now you add that delicious strawberry in, and it looks really pretty, and you're really excited because it looks like strawberry shortcake. Anyways, so just my usual tip. I know like Baker's Joy and Pam are great, but I still love the old fashioned baking way of buttering your pan, putting flour in it. Cakes release every time. It works really well. So if you're having trouble, just a little piece of advice. And I say all of this just for the bottom of this springform pan to eat half my cake. Like a little. Mm. Anyways, we won't say that here. The point is, is that I evidently put too much flour in that area and it dried it out too much and it stuck to the bottom of the pan. So that is something you have to be careful of. But I mean, you know, now it's free cake. Okay, now I do remember this. I'm very tired. It's the next morning. I have horrible like timing and preparation of planning, especially when it comes to baking. I always think it's going to be so much easier and take so much less time than it does, and this did not do that. It was rude. Yeah. Okay, so there are two things I noticed here. First of all, it took me this long to realize I applied the default transition all the way through this video. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, secondary note, I lined all of the strawberries up in a little murder line. Like, who does that? I know it was early in the morning and I was tired from baking, but like, okay, this is close to where it gets funny though. I know it. Dang you passed me. I didn't realize that I deleted the footage of it, but there was Jedi Flo giving me a super nice hug because the whole thing went wrong. So, you were supposed to try to like put dried strawberries in a food processor, and I tried to put them in a blender, and they pretty much just flew around like rocks in a blender, and it went really bad, and I got really sad and upset and disappointed. And I ended up covering the cake in sprinkles, which is nowhere near the same, trust me. And then I put a bunch of pretty strawberries on top to make myself feel better about it. And I mean, everyone still loved it, and it was a tasty cake, but like, I can't, my disappointment was immense. Aw, thank you guys for making it this far into the video. That means a lot. So make sure you go check out spacebuns.com. The OG Positivities are on super sale right now before they disappear from our website for a while because they're gonna release new ones. I'm so excited. They're gonna be so much better. Anyways, thank you guys.